stand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
History shows Donald Trump didn't follow the tradition of placing a hand on the Bible during his swearing in. The public was surprised by how Donald Trump became president when he didn't follow one of America's most important presidential traditions. People say Trump did not put his hand on the Bible during his presidential oath. Shocking, right? Americans look to the Bible as both a guide for leadership and a holy book. But Trump didn't use it when he became president. Given that Trump named the Bible his favorite book, how did he opt to overlook it at his oath ceremony? Was this just a simple mistake? Or is it showing something hidden and strange? What was his real intention? Disobedience, making a point, or something hidden? As Trump completes his presidential term, questions arise about whether and how this will shape the Bible's future. Trump claimed to love the Bible, but his behavior told a different story. When asked which book he preferred, Trump told people that the Bible was his most favored reading material. Trump claimed the Bible is his top book, but when asked which part he likes best, he refused to answer. Strange, isn't it? Trump made bold statements about his Bible admiration, yet his life seemed to show something very different. We need to find out if he genuinely cared about the Bible or was using it for his political gain. Look at his photo event holding a Bible outside St. John's Church in 2020. Police pushed everyone out of the area, and Trump emerged moments later with a Bible perched on his arm like a trophy. He put the Bible on display, but did he do it honestly? Some people believe he arranged this whole Bible-holding scene simply to look good for evangelical voters. While some felt it was a strong message amid turmoil, others believed he used it to his advantage. Yet here's the conflict. Trump's time in office kept running against two key Christian values, being humble and showing compassion. Most people questioned whether Trump used his faith to win votes or spoke from the heart. But let's not stop there. That church moment led to further questions. The Bible was a part of his outfit, yet unfamiliar to him. What was missing during that church visit? There was no religious ritual, no faith practice at all, just him standing silently in an uncomfortable-looking position. When Trump held the Bible in the photo with officials, did he believe what it stood for? Or was it just an act for show? Each time Trump performed his Bible pose, no one knew who he wanted to look special in front of: himself, other people, or a combination of both. I want to take you back to a moment that all US presidents share, a deeply symbolic one. Picture yourself standing in front of a crowd, millions strong, your hand on the Bible, swearing to uphold the Constitution of the United States. It's not just a formality. It's a tradition that connects leaders with the values of faith, integrity, and justice. In short, this is what every president from George Washington to Joe Biden has done, but not Donald Trump. Earlier, Trump also didn't put his hand on the Bible for his oath ceremony. And that small detail? It sent shockwaves across America. People were quick to notice. Was it a mistake, a rebellious act, or something much deeper? This is a centuries-old idea of using a Bible in an oath ceremony. It is meant to represent truth and accountability. Leaders place a hand on the Bible when they say they are going to lead with honesty and fairness before God. It's a gesture, a moment that tells people, "You can trust me." This tradition has been embraced by every US president. It didn't scare those not particularly religious away. Why? This is an era where the Bible is not the only religious symbol. As it is a link to the country's history, ideology, and people. Trump's story takes a turn, however. In his most recent oath ceremony, Trump did something nobody saw coming. He skipped the Bible, his hand wasn't on it, and no one said anything about it. This was an unexpected move for a man who's also used the Bible as a political tool. Remember the St. John's Church photo op? Why did he do it? That's where the theories start to swirl. It may have been a symbolic act of rebellion. Trump has always broken rules and challenged norms. He may have skipped the Bible because it was his way of saying, "I don't need tradition to back me up." Another idea? It hints at his complicated relationship with religion. But Trump has often spoken about Christianity, and critics say his words and actions don't always match biblical values. Was this how he tried to dodge the spotlight on his faith? Or it could have been a political strategy. Trump's absence of Bible usage might be a way to target a wider set of voters, including people who don't consider themselves religious at all or oppose the idea of church and state as separate. The twist here is that no matter the reason his choice caused outrage, once people became aware that he didn't put his hand on the Bible, the backlash started. What did it all mean? These religious leaders, theologians, and everyday Americans all asked. But some felt it was a direct insult to Christianity, and others that it undermined the country's traditions. Previously, Pope Francis himself has criticized Trump's approach to faith, calling it an exercise in power rather than spirituality. That was another instance many saw as that. On the flip side, Trump's supporters argued that what a leader does is far more important than rituals. But here's the thing. It wasn't just the Bible. That was about what it stood for: truth, trust, tradition. The oath felt different without it, and that difference left everyone asking the same question. What does America's future leadership look like now that this has happened? But you might be wondering, did Trump break tradition to make a statement? Or is this a glimpse of what is to come for politics? Does anyone else in the world ever have the chance, on literal world stages, to openly criticize a world leader the way the Pope does? Not very often, right? And Pope Francis had no trouble taking on Donald Trump. The shocking part is that he didn't just criticize Trump's policies, he questioned his faith. Now, that's a bold statement.
Pay the price of imbalance.
Those comments have been seen as a sharp criticism of President Donald Trump.
So let's rewind for a second. So why did the Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, feel the need to break into the world of politics right down to the wire? If religious leaders around the world had something to say in response to Trump, what exactly was he doing? It's really interesting here. Pope Francis has a reputation for being a man of unity, compassion, and humility, yet qualities that seemed to clash with Trump's leadership approach. The Pope made several eyebrow-raising statements during Trump's presidency. For example, when Trump announced his plan to build a wall along the US-Mexico border, Pope Francis responded with this now famous quote.
Una persona che pensa soltanto in fare muri, sia dove sia, e non fare ponti, non è cristiano.
Can you not picture the Pope interrogating your Christianity? That's huge, but it didn't stop there. The Pope drew a sharp distinction between the pursuit of materialism and one's faith in moral values, and criticized Trump for focusing on that. And remember Trump's immigration policies? He was talking about those too. He was vocal that they lacked compassion and went against the teachings of Christ. However, this becomes complicated. Some praised the Pope's position, while others were furious. In many evangelical Christians in America, Trump was seen as a strong defender of their values, notably in support of abortion and religious freedom. It caused a big crack within religious communities. It wasn't just the Pope. Leaders of different faiths commented on Trump's presidency. Some praised him for speaking out for conservative values. Others called him on using religion as a political weapon. One example? Reverend William Barber, a prominent Christian activist, accused Trump of promoting policies that hurt the poor and marginalized. Policies that, in Barber's words, stood in direct opposition to the gospel. What do you think? Was Trump a defender of faith Or did he push it into dangerous territory? It wasn't just a religious text anymore. It was a statement. It was tradition. It was authority. It was a fight to save Christian values for Trump's supporters. It symbolized hypocrisy, power plays, and the reminder of how closely religion and politics had become entwined for his critics. So now, we're left with a crucial question. What's next? Will future leaders take Trump's lead, using the Bible to wield their influence? Or will they attempt to restore its spiritual importance, or at least make faith pure of politics? The takeaway: it's not just that Trump shook up the political world, he made us rethink faith in leadership. He turned the Bible from a unifying symbol to a tool in the game of power. But let's not end it there. Now consider what happens once the next leader picks up the Bible. Will it inspire hope? Will it cause more division? But the answer is ahead, and the story is yet to be written. But if you want to know what other leaders have done with faith and power, stick with us. There's more to the dance of religion and politics that is complex and fascinating.